Hi guys, and welcome to Exiles on City Skylines 2.
I'm very new to this game and I'm starting it in the Economy 2.0 update, so wish me luck.
So we'll be starting the game on Sunshine Peninsula, just because that's got loads of resources. Obviously I'll be leaving most of these settings because I want a challenge. Hopefully I don't regret those words. And of course we'll be naming the city Exiles, if I can spell it. Right, let's get started then. I don't think I'm going to start with the Hexagon Isles because I know that this is really tough because I've done it before. So I'll be doing it as simple and efficient as possible to try and save the geothermal plant. And once I've done that, I can start setting up the hexagons. And the way I'll be as efficient as possible is by maximising all of my space using the industrial things like the crops, the rocks, the trees, and really just getting as much of that as I can going, because the main aim right now is to try and get level financially. So yeah, what I'm going to start by doing now is just leveling out all of this land, so in the future when I do build the hexagons, I'm building them with enough height so that it has that nice concrete wall around it, because I think that looks really nice. Now that we've made it all lovely and flat, let's start building some roads. Oh right, yeah, I need to build a slope, don't I? Oof, look at that, that's a proper slope, that is. Well, I don't know, it looks a bit wonky, but yeah, it'll do the job. Now I'm thinking of having just a nice straight road and maybe having industrial one side and all the residential the other, but I suppose it really depends where all my industrial resources are. Got to make all the sides perfect, haven't you? You can't just do a half-assed job, even if this is just a draft that I'm going to be building over anyway. I cannot help myself. So I guess we'll put some water in for our civilians. Hopefully this little lake here doesn't dry up from all the water we take from it. You think it would, but we'll find out. So now we're just going to connect our water and sewage up with roads. We've separated them with this sort of bit of land, just so hopefully the sewage doesn't contaminate the water that our civilians are drinking. I'm such a kind emperor, I know. Now that we've done water and sewage, we obviously need electricity as well. I think I'm going to play it safe and just take it off other cities for now, until obviously we can get the geothermal plant and start making that money. The reason I'm choosing geothermal plants is because it's the most cost effective, and it means that when I make one, I'll have a lot of power to sell back to other cities, and that'll help me be financially stable. Right, it's time to have a look at getting all of the industry in there, like the crop farms and stone farms. Stone farms, you know what I mean. Where's that again? Is that it? Ah, yeah, there it is. Right, I'm going to do myself a crop farm right here. Get myself a road in so I can work around it. Lovely. And then spend painstakingly way too long building a circle as close to perfect as my mental health will allow me to. Oof, look at that, doesn't it just do something to your insides?
Right, so now let's do a forestry farm, and yeah, from now on I will be trying a little bit better to pronounce them properly rather than calling them stone farms. Because I know when I'm watching a video and someone pronounces something wrong, I think, it's right there on the screen, can't you just read it? So we'll be doing stone mining next, or better known as a quarry. Check me out. I should mention, if you don't know this already, the quarry and the livestock farm don't actually need the fertilization that it highlights when you click on them, so I can do them where I want.
Lovely.
So I've started the road layout, and I think it's worth just checking how this is going to work. I did not realise that you have to have underground water for certain plants, but I've come this far and I'll just work around it when the time comes. So I'm going to start with this sort of main road that comes off the highway and just sort of lead with that and do my commercial there, just as sort of, you know, the main road commercial sort of area, and we'll see how that goes. Get some residential in the back of the commercial and just sort of grow them out, and let's get the party started. I'm also using dirt roads because it's the cheaper option. This is all probably going to be destroyed anyway once I've got enough money, and after the last go of absolute failure, I'm taking every precaution I can. Yeah, so we're going to have the industrial down there on the left and towards the bottom, just because that's where the wind's going and we don't want our lovely citizens breathing in all that industrial air, you know what I mean? Let's just keep going with the residential, since we've got the demand. As it pushes back off the main road, I'm going to start doing a little bit more medium and high density, but try and keep it as uniform as possible, grouped with, you know, low density, medium density, high density, blah blah blah, but we'll see how we go. Oh god, the rocks are falling out the quarry already and killing people, so I guess we'll have to get ourselves a cemetery. And I did not think about this, so it's going down here where the industrial is going to be, and we'll deal with it in the future. The roads are a little bit skew with, which really hurts my soul, but yeah, it looks alright. Looks a bit naughty, but we'll take it. Oh god, our water pump has somehow pumped more water into the little lake. I thought the opposite was going to happen, but the mind boggles. I guess I'd better start reconnecting this water to the main river and hope that that sorts it out before all of our civilians drown. Hopefully that does the trick. If it doesn't, then I should really go back to school and take physics. Alright, small village. Let's go. I suppose I might as well have a look and see if I can get the geothermal power plant. I think I've got the money, from what I remember. It's 750,000, so let's unlock them and take a look. By the looks of things, I'm going to be dumping it right here. I'm just going to have to move the quarry back a bit, which, you know, it's not going to look as pleasing anymore, but yeah, we are where we are. Actually, scrap that. I'm going to make the carrot farm, I think that's what it's called, and just build what I need to around it, and then we will go from there. spending another painstaking amount of time trying to draw roads as close to the farm as I can without losing my mind and wanting to cry, which I'm very close, so pray for me. That is bad. Yeah, not exactly a nice circle, but what can you do? Let's start now with a cotton farm, I'm gonna guess is the correct name. Probably not, but there you go. Obviously I can't make it a perfect circle, and I'm not prepared to buy any more tiles, because in the Economy 2.0 patch now we have to buy tiles and rent tiles, and I'm not prepared to do that without a geothermal plant. And when I say buy and rent tiles, I mean there's an upfront cost and then there's a monthly cost. So you can't just buy them and not pay the monthly cost, it's both. It's like an upkeep, I think that's the right word. Our flooding seems to have gotten worse. I'm just praying that it doesn't do too much damage, and eventually it works out which way it wants to go and dries out. Now, is it just me, or is this water defying the laws of gravity? Oh man. Excuse me, sir. I don't think you want to go that way. Wow. Okay. You keep. You do you, homie. Come on, mate. I haven't even touched the tax rates. It's not that deep. He really wants to get away from his wife and kids, doesn't he? Fair play to him. You got to rate the hustle. Well, at least it's clearing up, so the game has decided to use physics in the end, which we love to see. So as you can see, I've really started building out my residential area, and it's all coming together. It looks like a proper little city. Well, in my eyes anyway. Maybe it doesn't fit the name of Hex Isles quite yet, but gotta start somewhere. Right, now that I've got about 75 grand over what we need for the geothermal plant, I think it's time to put it in and see how far we get. It does create pollution though, so I'm going to delete the houses close to it and just see if that's enough really and play it by ear. Oh god, we're losing even more money than we were before. Hopefully it will, once it starts selling it back to the cities though, it will yeah, start making us money. Let's hope so, otherwise I've just wasted all my time. To be honest, it doesn't seem to be creating too much pollution. I don't know if that's going to get worse as time goes on. I guess we'll see. Looks like we're raking it in now, ladies and gentlemen. £89,000 on electricity. Lots of surplus on all of the trade. Can't seem to find electricity in this tab, but we saw it in the last tab, and wowee, looks like it works. And I think on that note, we're going to leave it there for this episode. If you managed to get this far, congratulations. I'd love it if you liked and subscribed, and I'll see you next time on Hex Isles.